I'm Kate, that's Jamie, and this is Two Dumb Bees.
Join us as we navigate the realms of the supernatural and unravel the quirks of pop culture.
Come scroll with us. Against all odds, we have made it here.
It was a long road.
We've been trying to record this for like a week. Well, hello, Dumb Bee besties. Welcome back.
We made it.
Thanks for everybody being patient. All 40 of you.
We're going to get it together eventually.
Yeah, it's hard when you have like a regular 9-to-5 job. This takes a lot of time to do stuff like this. I mean, just us setting up today with the IT issues we were having took like an hour, longer than that.
Oh my God.
So.
And originally in my head, it was going to be like, woo, fun and easy.
Yep, me too.
And it's, in fact, I mean, it's fun, but it's hard.
No lies. So we're going to talk about the new Lisa Frank documentary that came out on, what did we watch that on? Amazon? Glittery Greed.
And if you don't know Lisa Frank's story, you might have quite the different opinion of her by the time this is over. Because I certainly did.
Yeah. I didn't know a lot of this stuff. Well, I don't think anybody did. That's kind of why this was, so shocking.
Terrible.
So we're going to kind of talk about the, it's called Glitter and Greed. Kind of gives you an idea. But we're going to get into the rise and fall and now possible rise again of Lisa Frank.
I hope not.
She's doing collaborations now. So, I've been seeing a lot of newer stuff lately.
I don't. Stop collabing with her. She's evil.
Well, I don't know about evil. I don't know. We'll get into it.
Well, she's really, really mean.
Don't work for her for sure.
All right. Anyway.
So, did you have like all the Lisa Frank stuff growing up?
I did. I had coloring books and stickers and coloring books that came with stickers.
Same. I remember we had a substitute teacher that would come in elementary school and like she always brought like super cool folders. And when you played games or whatever, she'd like give you the cool folder. And she always had like the really awesome Lisa Frank ones. So.
And it was great. It was so fun and so bright and pinky and purpley and happy and fabulous.
I had all of the things to assault your eyes. Colors, textures, patterns, faces. All the stuff.
I think I had a Lisa Frank purse at one time that was like, whatever, just kind of those little weird handbag shaped, but it was like silver sparkly and it had Lisa Frank, like the purple haired chick on the front.
Oh, I bet you thought you were styling with that thing.
Ooh, I was hot shit.
Yeah, I remember when we were young, all those like the Lisa Frank little girly pops that they made. And then in the sticker machines, they had like all the little like, there was like the little devil girl or the angel or whatever. All of the like, that was definitely very in when we were younger. And like the Bratz dolls. I
love the Bratz dolls.
I did too. I loved them.
I had big Bratz dolls. I had like the little mini Bratz dolls and the whatever their little mini house that opened up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had all the stuff. I loved Bratz and freaking Barbies. It's my jam.
All their big old pop on feet.
Yeah, giant feet with little toothpick ankles.
Actually, I think the equivalent of that today is the have you seen the Monster High ones? I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
They're adorbies.
They're really cute.
I would have loved that so hardcore when I was a kid.
Oh, totally. Because I was like obsessed with the Nightmare Before Christmas when I was little.
Mhm, mhm.
And that is very much that vibe. I would have loved that. So the intro to this I really like in every new episode. All four I watched the intro because I really liked it. My eyeballs really liked it.
It was very cute.
I liked the tower and everything's like glass and it's falling, but it's all Lisa Frank stuff, and I liked that. That is like, this is like a documentary about some serious stuff, but also like everybody's got a color and there's lots of colors and everybody's got like a vibe. Like it's very pleasing to the senses to watch it still.
Right. Like it's terrible to hear, but everything else about it is great.
Yeah, I liked watching it.
Very sending mixed signals.
Oh, yeah. A lot of this kind of stemmed from all of the getting into the Lisa Frank stuff and her bad business practices, I should say, really started from the Jezebel article written in 2013. And I'm probably going to reference it a lot. And it's also referenced a lot in the show. But I'm going to read a little bit of it here and we're going to kick this off. We're going to get into it. To her fans, Lisa Frank is almost as mythical a figure as her beloved unicorn. For women in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, Frank's name alone conjures up a specter of koala bears clinging to rainbow-flavored ice cream cones, neon tiger cubs frolicking with surfing penguins, and of course, majestic unicorns prancing before a swirl of hearts and stars. But the company is now a shadow of what it once was, and its fall from grace, a story of scandal, greed, and abuse, is in stark contrast to its shiny, happy aesthetic. It's unclear whether Lisa Frank, the real woman and artist who founded the school supplies brand in 1979, was fully aware of the whispers that had been circulating for years around her company's headquarters in Tucson, Arizona. It's possible that she had no idea what people were saying about her husband, Lisa Frank Inc. CEO James Green. Rumor had it Green was an unfaithful monster with a cocaine problem. Employees feared he would destroy the company.
Which he and the alleged mistress deny the entire time.
They do indeed.
I,
So
I kind of believe them. I don't think they were blinking.
I don't really either, but it's also kind of hard to like see them together. I guess when you look at them now,
Right.
but Lisa's from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, which is just north of Detroit and is like a more wealthy area. So her father was in the automotive industry, running Detroit Aluminum and Brass, a publicly traded family company founded by her grandfather and his brothers in 1925. So she grew up comfortable. She says, my dad was an art collector. My mom had a little kiln in our basement and we would make pottery. I think from about age 5 on, they sent me to art classes and I was a huge colorer. Huge. I think to keep me quiet, they would bring the coloring books and crayons and I would fill up the books. I was totally a girly girl. I was not a jock. When I was 12, my parents got me a loom. So I was a weaver. I loved to read. I loved to do artwork. I loved to do anything girly. So she was always just like into the art, and sounded like she had the means to be able to do whatever she wanted and get whatever art supply she wanted to do. So I could see how she got into this.
Right, and it is interesting and empowering, I guess, her story of how she turned her, you know, little nickel and dime business, I guess, into a multi-million dollar corporation.
Yeah, totally. She's like really a we'll see, she is a really motivated person. I mean, that's not something anybody could take away from her.
Right.
She was described as a big hair, big eyed, cartoonish looking woman who matched her characters, always wearing platform sandals and loud colors and prints. Um, I think it was Jessica at the end who said like she almost looked like the 90s personified, because it was like 2017, I think, or close to that when they met. We'll talk about them near the end. But even then, like that was her look. Like she had a very
Right.
distinct look. Frank founded the children's jewelry company Sticky Fingers. Later, Sticky Fingers became Lisa Frank Inc. and jumped into on the 1980s sticker collecting craze. And as a millennial, I didn't know anything about sticker mania. So I did a little Google, and anyone not getting the sticker craze from the 80s. Okay, yeah, because I didn't get it. But they like would trade stickers.
Yeah, I guess like whatever, stickers were popular when I was a kid, but we didn't like collect them and trade them.
No.
We stuck them on our binders and whatnot.
Yeah. And like they would, well, I'll read a little from an excerpt I found online. It's from a blog called Scary Mommy. Looking
Oh.
back, she had a good like firsthand account of like collecting stickers in the 80s. I just thought it was interesting. I don't know why her thing is called that. Looking back on it now, trading stickers might just have been the most lame 80s pastime ever. I was quite the collector though, and back then we called the things we did for fun hobbies. Collecting stickers was the hobby I wrote about to every pen pal I had from about 1984 to 1987. It,
Pen pal.
did you ever do that in school? Have a pen pal? They have you send one to a different school or whatever?
Yeah.
Did you get one back?
Yeah, but I really don't remember
I never got one
them
back. I was just
hardcore.
curious. She said there were two types of sticker collectors. Type 1 filled tear back plastic film photo albums. This was the smack 'em on the page approach. So they were just filling empty photo books with stickers. And you would trade them like trading cards. Because you would want the whole collection. So I guess if you had the whole collection, you would put them all together in your binder. So everything's in a binder.
I mean, I guess I get it. I had Pokemon cards, so I mean, I get it because you like want your full sets and your certain ones, but I guess I still just don't get the point of sticking them and cutting them out. And
Yeah, I don't know.
sounds like shenanigans to me.
And then there were like different kinds of stickers. So there were like shiny ones and puffy ones and fuzzy ones and smelly ones. So everybody was into the stickers.
They're shiny Pokemon too.
So Lisa started doing school supplies in 1989, and that's when everything really started getting going. Uh, she hired Rondi Cutts, senior director in product development, in 1987. She said, "If I could get a job being a kid, why not?" And yeah, that was like a big sentiment. Is it was kind of like a dream for all these employees to work there, and they
I'm sure, because from the outside it looks so whimsical.
right,
It looks like it would be the most amazing place in the whole world ever to work. It's all sparkly and bright and Lisa Frankie.
right, and they did say like she was really creative and she was really good at like combining people's ideas together in the beginning, and she would like really encourage people when she liked things. So, I mean, at least at first, it was still all fun and creative and all that.
Yeah, I think like happens in many cases, it all just went to her head and she felt like her shit didn't stink and
It also grew really fast, so I'm sure like it was just like stressful,
right.
which is no excuse to treat people like shit.
No.
So they're starting to get some traction with the school supplies and whatnot, and then James Green comes along. He started working there in 1982 and was the first full-time artist. Someone compared him to the guys from Jersey Shore. They were like the gym tan laundry guy. So he's like a Jersey Shore bro.
I guess I could see that
Yeah.
even still.
Yeah, totally. I definitely could see that.
I like him. I know that, back when he was running the company, everybody said he was kind of a dick, but
I think he definitely has a strange view on the world for sure. I think he lives in an alternate reality a bit, but
he was very interesting.
he's definitely interesting.
But you
Yeah.
know what? He's a good parent because, I mean, if you're to believe it at face value, his son would seem to love him very much.
Yeah,
And
I do
he
agree
does
with that.
not like Lisa at
Mm,
all.
right. I wish we could have heard from the other son. I always take so many notes, and I don't need to take this many notes. It's
Oh,
unnecessary.
yeah. But also, yes, it would have been cool to hear from the other son to see if they both have the same perspective of dad and mom, I guess.
They kind of got into that the employees weren't making very much money working there either. They're basically just making $9 an hour or so. $9 an hour is not enough to, support anyone, let alone a family. One of
Right.
the one of the workers had two children and she was a single mom and she was on food stamps because they didn't make any money.
And like, I don't know, I feel like DHS feels like if you're employed full time, she's kind of right. They'd be like, why can't you provide for your family? Like, you're right. I'm working full time. Why can't I provide for my family? That's a really good question, isn't it?
Lisa and Frank, they're partners, they're business partners, and they end up getting engaged and get married, which took a lot of people by surprise. Nobody really suspected it, and they butt heads and stuff in meetings and whatnot, so it was kind of weird.
Bad idea from the beginning. You don't shit where you eat, man.
And James supposedly started to get a little more cocky and jerky after, they were officially coupled up.
Right, because now he's married to the big wig, and what in part of that agreement she gave him 59% of the company, or 49%, sorry.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
started implementing new rules to the staff, and I can't wait. He put out this like newsletter to the staff. And let me read some of the quotes out of this newsletter that he is writing to his staff. And it was called Frankly Speaking, written by James Green. James' vision for how things in the company should be. Being optimistic is simply a choice. Be positive. Negative people make positive people sick. This one really got me. Be loyal. Bosses will forgive carelessness, stupidity, tardiness, and a temper tantrum. These can be corrected, but disloyalty is a true character flaw. You cannot and will not be trusted. Who says that to their whole staff of employees?
Yeah, he definitely didn't run that one by HR.
His supposed mistress? Yeah, I bet he didn't. Well, actually, I bet even if he did, she thought he was a fucking genius, which it was really talented and he is really talented.
Right.
That airbrush that they show that he had done in the early days, it was like a floating crystal heart, and
Mm-hmm.
it had the checker bottom but a rainbow background, and it was like a see-through like opaque heart. It was very cool, and it was all like airbrush done by hand. It looked like a computer had generated. It was beautiful. It was really cool.
He was very, very talented, but like nobody likes a cocky prick.
Oh, certainly not. So you could like sense the butthole clench when James was coming down the staircase because he was coming down to make a scene. He would loudly call out people's projects he didn't like so everybody in the office could hear.
And
James,
the anxiety that I would have working in that type of environment,
I wouldn't survive.
I would simply pass away. Yeah.
It's too hard. No, no, no. I'd like
I don't know.
public ridicule.
Don't
Like,
let me in front of everyone. Can you
no,
just send me a text? An email? Fuck.
right. You don't
Shoot.
have, whatever. James instructed employees to put padlocks on the doors, allegedly, so sales and marketing couldn't escape. Escape, as in leave early. Which, this is alleged. Some people say this didn't
So
happen.
he just locked them in.
Yeah.
That can't be legal.
No, certainly not. And like he is in this documentary or docu-series, whatever you want to call it. He's in this and he denies it. He said that didn't happen. So, you know.
Well, and I guess you have to look at it too, like, are all of these disgruntled ex-employees or ex-affiliates, whatever, they kind of like trying to spice up the story a little bit. It's very hard to know. But I don't know. It does seem to be the general consensus that like Lisa and James were not nice, and they definitely did a lot of unkind things.
Yeah, the director asks him what he has to say to all these allegations, and he says, "I'm tired. It gives me a neck ache." Like, sir, that was not
And
the
later they
answer.
asked him, like, did he have any regrets about how he treated his staff? And he gave some BS, like, no, you can't live with regrets. You know, if I treated anyone poorly, it wasn't intentional. That is.
You could just say sorry.
You could literally just say sorry. Just take accountability. You know you were a dick.
Yeah, he should just say sorry. I don't. Like I said, there are some unlikable things about him for sure. And
Yeah.
the beginning of this I mean, with anything, they kind of want you to go back and forth with whose side you're choosing, right?
And neither really, because they're both turds.
Then the director asked, why is this the moment you want to come forward? He said, there's a time to be quiet and a time to speak. Again, that's still like so irritating. Like, that's not an answer. You didn't answer the question,
Right.
but whatever. So they get married, and their wedding is wacky, to say the least. It's pretty wacky. It's over the top. There's characters walking around, shrimp everywhere, horse-drawn carriage,
Would you
rainbow dress.
would you have expected less?
No.
Because come on.
Yeah, no, it was totally like extra crazy. Their kiss, because they showed like their wedding video, their kiss was like gross. I just had to say that. It bothered me.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that in front of your family. I don't know. I mean, I guess do whatever you want, but I don't know. It just seemed weird, especially for them.
It wouldn't be for me, but like.
And in that wedding video, they like kept mentioning money or how much things cost and stuff. Like just naturally, like in that wedding video at their wedding, they're bringing those things up. I thought that was so strange. Like,
Right.
I don't know.
No, they definitely like to flaunt their shit or boast about how rich they were off of their brand.
But then they asked like one of their employees to film their wedding for free. And then he said that they worked him to death and they didn't even pay him. I'm like, this is so weird. They're just kind of weird. Obviously, they're eccentric people.
Right. But come on.
I just thought that was so
all
rude.
this money you're shelling out and you didn't pay that man.
They say with James at the helm, they grew more than ever. They had a private jet, Beamers. They were building a new headquarters. And then Lisa got pregnant. And she pretty much took a back seat. Like, James was already, like, almost full on running everything anyway. She has her son Hunter Green and then Forrest Green, which cute names. She couldn't have, like, of course she married someone with the last name Green,
and of course she named her kids Shades of Green.
Like, that's so cute though. I love it.
It is kind of adorable.
And then they named two of the characters after the boys too. The leopard cub was Hunter and the tiger cub was Forrest. Also, so cute. That's so cute. So now we've got the backstory.
I guess I never knew any of the little characters' names.
I don't think so.
I wonder
either.
if it ever said like what it was in the book somewhere.
I don't know. I feel like it didn't. It maybe.
I wonder, you know how sometimes when you open the coloring book and right in the crevasse, there's like some little print bullshit.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
So I wonder if there was ever, if it said their names or whatever in that. I don't know. I'd have to look. Can you still get Lisa Frank coloring books?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I was actually just thinking like I should order us each one.
I was going to say I would totally color a Lisa Frank coloring book right now.
I was totally thinking, I was like, I should get Jamie one and I should get me one and we can have color nights together and video chat and watch.
I have a whole unopened pack of crayons.
Ooh, I would like a new fresh set of crayons. Now we're on to something. Coloring night. Oh, also James said that he didn't love her and he just wanted to get married because he was 36.
He just wanted to get married for the money.
I think so too, because she gifted him 49% of the company as soon as they got married. That was like his wedding present.
Yeah. And he made out good in the divorce. So even after the fact, he had money, and I think he was in it for the money the whole time. In the position, in the title, in the power. That's what he liked.
He claims that he is the Lisa Frank company, right? He said, "You said you wanted to do a documentary of Lisa Frank. I am Lisa Frank." It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
no, he definitely says that he is the brand. He takes credit for everything. For sure.
I definitely think it was a collaboration, in my opinion, even just based on everything that we've seen. It's very much, in my opinion, a collaboration. James also grew up in Detroit, which I guess I didn't know that either.
Detroit's not a real place. Can't be.
No.
No, and I only say that because I saw a TikTok of a lady saying that because it's a very long story, but girl goes to a house party. She like sets her phone up on this mantle because she's doing a cute video. The girl who owns the house that is like throwing the party like yells at her because she set her phone up by like her dad's ashes or whatever. Okay. And then I don't know. Then she tells all her friends at the party, like, oh, this girl is disrespecting my dad's ashes. And they beat her up. Okay. Well, then the next day, she runs up in there with a bunch of dudes or pulls up. I don't think she got out of the car and stole that lady's dad's ashes.
Oh my God.
But yeah, the TikTok just starts with Detroit's not a real place. Can't be. I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah, I could see it as a Michigan native who doesn't live that far from Detroit.
All of Detroit is just a glitch in the matrix.
Seriously. So let's talk about the enforcer, the head of HR, Rhonda.
Well, and Rhonda did fire some people for some petty shit too.
She fired a lot of people.
Like the one girl that sent the email about, oh, your boss is going to be here today talking about James Green, and they were like spying on the emails. The other girl didn't
Yeah,
respond to it. They
allegedly.
fired her for like talking bad, allegedly, but fired her for talking bad about James Green. And literally all she said was, your boss is coming today. Didn't even say, like, oh, that dickhead's going to be here, which is what I would have said.
Right. She supposedly also laid off someone who was diabetic because they needed a break to go eat something. They called the Lisa
That's
Frank
got to be
company.
against the law.
It is. That's that's like against ADA whatever. Yeah, they called it the Rainbow Gulag. Oh yeah. And someone died and they didn't let anybody go home. They died in the office.
Yes, and everybody had to stay and
Yeah,
work.
I forgot about that. Yeah. That's insane.
Like, oh my god, Janice just dropped dead 3 feet away from our cubicle, but I guess the show must go on, right?
Ay, ay, ay.
At least my work would give me like 2 days of bereavement.
Something. At least a mental health day. Because, oh my God. Now we get to meet Hunter.
And he
Yeah.
is so far up James's butt.
Yeah, he is like copy paste. But instead of Hunter being like obsessed with himself, like how James is obsessed with himself, Hunter is also obsessed with James, which
Is weird.
it is really weird, I will say. It's like they're kind of sweet because you can tell like they do everything together. They're best friends. They're really close father and son, but also like
You know, I'm sure it's probably common for kids in that kind of environment when they have to pick a parent, they sway really hard one way and then they have a bond with just that one parent. So they think that parent is like the bee's knees. And Hunter obviously thinks that James is the bee's knees
oh yeah, he
because
is.
he totally backs James. He says that his dad made that company. He's the creator of all of the famous art for the company. But I'm
He,
also sure that it was really hard for him because he says that, you know, she was always screaming at him about, you know, all of their marital problems. And you don't
yeah.
do that. You so hardcore don't do that. That's not a child's business. You don't go home and yell at your kid about what his dad did at work.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hunter said that James said to Lisa, "Why don't you tell him what you did to me today?" And she said, "I fired your ass." So, yeah.
So there was probably, and that's, you know, that's just what they let us know in this documentary. I'm sure there was very much a lot of parent pitted against parent trying to sway him one way or the other, putting him in the middle of adult situations that he shouldn't have been put in the middle of. So,
Yeah, you could definitely tell, like, that it, like, messed him up.
and I think the difference is while, yes, James was an asshole in the office, he was not going home and yelling and screaming at Hunter.
Well, he wasn't going home, period, but
Well,
I will say, here's the thing. It's very much seemed like James didn't want anything to do with Hunter or his kids at all until he was told that, you know, he couldn't see them or whatever, or it was kind of like in his favor to be in their lives. I will say that that's what it looked like to me because he very much said like he was not excited to have kids. He didn't really play a part in raising them when they were young. He wasn't home. So just playing devil's advocate there.
true.
Let's not give him
He
too much credit.
he didn't really fucks with them until they were much older.
Yeah. Hunter says that his dad is the goat of art and that his dad is the real Lisa Frank and the brand. I love my dad more than I love myself. It's a little too enthusiastic for me, but okay. He really loves his dad, guys. He does. I mean, he says it so many
No,
times.
he does. Like if
Like,
you watch the documentary, he is, like I said, he's so far up his dad's butt is crazy.
Hunter thinks that his younger brother Forrest was treated a little differently, and this is kind of the only time we really even hear about Forrest is when Hunter talks about him, and that was really all he said. So, but he might be a minor, I guess. I don't know how old he is. Maybe that's
That
why
or he said F both of his parents because
he didn't want to be. Well, Lisa didn't really respond to this either. I will have to pull that up. I knew I typed it all out. At the end of every episode, because there's 4 episodes, they did the same Lisa Frank quote. It was this quote. It was her response to them, and it really had nothing to do with the documentary. I'll read it at the end here. Hunter recounts a time when he was in the kitchen with his mom Lisa and had said something nice about Rhonda, aka the enforcer. And he said that she said, "That bitch is having an affair with your dad," to him. So,
which is crazy.
I think so too. And it seemed 50-50 when, well, no. Only one. Huh? Only one of them seemed to think it didn't happen. Really? So they all thought that it was happening. I can't see it. I don't know.
No, literally everybody in the office except for
Yeah.
Rhonda and James say that they were having an affair.
Huh.
So
maybe they were then.
But I don't know, because I mean, they make a good point. I guess just because a man and a woman work closely together in an office setting does not necessarily mean that they're having an affair, but people like be assuming.
Rhonda, when she was young, was really pretty. I don't think that, but I don't know.
Rhonda says that she has never had an affair with anyone ever other than her husband.
All right, Rhonda. Although I don't really know how I feel about you, considering you just fire people with diabetes because they're an inconvenience for like 5 minutes. Yeah. Allegedly.
Well, and I guess if I did have an affair and I was trying still not to get caught so much later, I'd probably make me a story and stick to it too.
Fair enough. Lisa starts telling employees, allegedly, that they need to pick a side. And it's just like all this divorce stuff is playing out in the office. They said it was tense. And if they were both in the office, it was just like unbearable, the stress.
Because why do I have to pick a side? Why can't I just come like
to work and do my job and leave?
Like y'all's divorce is not my business. You guys and a lawyer can figure out what you guys are doing with the company and who
that
who
shit
gets
ain't got nothing to do with
us
me
afterwards.
Yeah.
Trying to pit the kid against each other, trying to pit the coworkers against each other.
And if this is all as loud and crazy and dramatic as they're making it sound, I definitely think cocaine was involved. I think that this was all a crazy early 90s cocaine fueled divorce.
Well,
with a bunch of money at stake. Like, this is so like...
I could totally see both of them doing some cocaine.
I need this to be made into like a dramatization. Like, I need a reenactment is what I need. Hallmark. Bring it on. Let's go. I need to see this. I need to see this with my eyes.
Right.
Cigarettes hanging out of their lips and...
Probably make me not like her even more, though.
I bet they would dress her really cute. Your eyes would like it.
My eyes would like it. But I'd still be like, fuck that bitch. Her in her cute outfit.
Oh, I like a villain. I like to watch a villain on TV. Now they're starting to say that Rhonda and James are colluding to take over the company. And James said that Lisa knew. And James and Rhonda say that Lisa wanted to sell the company and that it was her goal. Like, that was what she wanted to do. So she ended up taking them to court for this, saying they were colluding to take over the company, and James countersues so that he can still keep and sell the company. In the lawsuit, it states Mr. Green built LFI. Miss Frank Green has told others on many occasions until this lawsuit was filed that James is Lisa Frank. Okay.
I don't know if I believe all of that. I don't know if I believe that she really told people that she was wanting to sell her company. That does not seem like anything that she
No.
would have any motive to do. I think they're BSing.
I do too. Because if anything, why would she get rid of it? Because she
And to be completely fair, that is her company and he has no right to sell it. I don't care if they're married. That's her company that she built from the ground up and he has no right.
Well, he had 49%, but she had 51. So regardless, it is still hers and it's her name. So,
Right. So whatever, bro, sell your 49% and get bent.
yeah, I don't. This, I agree. I think that this was worth her taking them to court. So they're divorcing, they're suing. Oh my God. So, and because they're divorcing and suing and doing all this stuff, all the Lisa Frank production and everything, like, that's not happening anymore, essentially. Everything's put on pause.
Ooh, can I just interject real quick that I loved Bailey Sarian?
Oh, yeah, she did a little cameo.
Because I love watching her podcast. I don't really watch it quite as often anymore because I had to take a break from.
Yeah, we can't watch the true crime anymore.
Yeah.
It's not good for our brains.
It's going to make me like, is it called gorophobic? Or if you can't go outside, I'll be like that lady in Shameless that can't leave her house.
Just didn't
You'll
like.
just have to edit that bit out.
Yeah, that's. No, I don't. I can't do the true crime because it like makes me lose all faith in humanity. It like really sends me into a spiral. So
Because people do some really terrible things. Because why?
yeah, I do like to listen to like live court if it's not too serious. But
I don't know. If you feel like you want to red rum someone, might I suggest a good therapist? Please seek help. Do not red rum people. Red rumming is not the answer to your problems.
no, it like starts so many more. Yeah, don't do that. That's not how you
Anyway,
make friends either. Just another pro tip for you. So they're in litigation literally for forever. Okay, let's get into the tail end here. And her most recent scandal. Because, if you look her up, you'll see the things about the suing and the divorce and the stuff in the Jezebel article from 2013. And so there have been little bits and pieces of things throughout the years. But then as of 2013, she partnered with Glamour Doll, a makeup company, and they had to get all the licensing and stuff, which was like a $100,000 minimum royalty fee, with a
And
non-refundable advance of $25,000.
this is the Jessica's company, right?
Yeah, I loved
She
Jessica. She was
was
awesome.
I like her. Lisa Frank was so mean to her,
She
allegedly.
was, yeah, she was awesome. And fuck off. Don't be mean to
And
Jessica.
I felt so bad because she was like legitimately seemed like she was so excited to
Oh,
meet Lisa Frank,
I
like it was gonna be
know.
a dream come true. And Lisa Frank wouldn't even take a picture with her. She let her take a
No.
picture of her fingernails, which she was still just like so like over the moon that she even got to take a picture of Lisa Frank's fingernails. And literally through the whole collaboration, Lisa wanted nothing to do with her. She was so mean to her.
I know. Poor thing. No, it was. So they get this partnership. They give her a bunch of money, and then all the money they give her, she still gets 15% of net sales. So they do all this stuff. They're trying to work together, and they go to Kickstarter, which I don't even know, is that a thing anymore? And start crowdfunding. I mean, her Peter, who's her partner, and Lisa are all at Kickstarter together. They're doing this collaboratively together, and like start crowdfunding to make this like makeup brush and bag set Lisa Frank collab line thing, whatever. Okay, words, internet, makeup words. So they pay her all this money for all the licensing, and she says no to everything. Like, she won't let them do anything. Every time that they think they have something nailed down, they have the design, they're ready to go, Lisa's like, no, nope, scrap it, start over. So now all these people who were supposed to be getting their stuff aren't getting their stuff, and they're getting harassed and everything else,
Right,
because they're
because
like,
people were promised a Lisa Frank collab.
they even had like a famous like YouTuber, makeup YouTuber, Candy Johnson, announce the line on Kickstarter. So like it looks all legit and all that, but then they're not getting any of the stuff for all the money. Oh
I
my
think
god.
didn't Bailey Sarian say that she bought it and it was like obviously very cheaply made and
I don't think it went out.
oh, maybe that was with a different one
Oh, I
then.
think a couple people. No, 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 no. They were starting to get some
Cuz
things out.
somewhere put out like a
Yeah.
palette.
Yeah. Well, they ended up collabing with Morphe later for
I
another
think
one.
that's the one that I think she said she got, and she said the package was really cute, but it was like cheaply made, and the makeup was not
Oh, you're right.
great, and that basically she kept it because it's adorable.
Right. Okay. You're right. You're right. I forgot about that. So they're not getting the stuff out, blah, blah, blah. They have all this license. They had the license for a year, but they didn't finish the thing. And afterwards, they're like, oh, well, she did this on purpose to run the timeout. So we would have to pay her again. And then she upped the minimum licensing fee from $100,000 to $500,000. She ended
Stop.
she ended up taking like $250,000 from this tiny little makeup brand company that didn't have the money anyway, bankrupted
Like
them.
literally like this little tiny operation. They were like literally driving around in their car trying to get stuff delivered for her.
And basically after they gave her another like $500,000, she terminated the contract anyway.
And then said that they stole her designs, right?
Oh, yeah. They pretty much took the designs that they were doing with Glamour Doll over to Morphe, and then made the palettes and stuff. like a year later, I think. Like, what a slap in the face after stealing all their money and destroying their business and their friendship and everything else because they're not friends anymore. Like, her and Peter.
Right.
It's crazy.
Unfortunately, worst business decision they ever made.
Then they got into like a whole thing about Tassel Fairy and this hotels.com thing. She basically says that they copied her too, and they actually like her whole thing is she like redid her apartment. It's all bright and cool. Her name's Tassel Fairy. You can look her up.
Right, because now Lisa Frank thinks that she owns rainbows and bright colors.
Yeah, and then Lisa opened up across the street something literally across the street from her building, which I thought was kind of crazy to put it on the same street. And they had been like talking to each other now and again, like on Instagram and stuff. I thought that was weird. I think that if it wasn't directly across the street from where she lived, it wouldn't have felt so pointed because obviously like they both have a
Yeah.
colorful style. The kitchen though was like almost the same. But like that was crazy. I thought that was
Yeah.
weird. That was a crazy thing to do.
I think Lisa Frank is crazy in general.
Yeah, for sure. And the whole Greece trip, James, I forgot about this. I don't even know if I have any notes. Anyway, so James, who co-owned Glamour Dolls with Jessica, or not James, I'm sorry, Peter, who co-owned Glamour Dolls with Jessica. Um, Lisa basically made him schedule out this trip in Greece and take her and her son everywhere and be their chauffeur and their photographer and like their tour guide and all this stuff. Like it was like so weird.
Like, who does that?
So weird.
I don't know. After listening to everybody talk about having her as a boss, I have a new appreciation for my boss.
She talked like really crazy about the whole hotels.com thing too. Like she said some crazy stuff about her online.
Well,
Sorry.
and I don't understand why. I don't understand why Lisa was upset in the first place because isn't the point of your brand to like inspire little girls like yeah, she's got all bright colors. It kind of looks like your shit because she loved your shit growing up.
Right,
Like
exactly.
I don't know. Petty.
It was petty. I'm looking for that thing.
Petty doesn't look good when you're rich. FYI.
No, it doesn't. It's very true. I'm looking for her response. So, in Lisa's response to this whole thing, although to be fair, I'm sure she didn't get to watch the documentary or whatever, or the expose. I don't even know what you call this thing, docu-series. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, docu-series, I think, because it's episodes.
So her response, and this is what they showed at the end of every episode, was I have loved art and have been an artist ever since childhood. Lisa Frank Inc. is the result of that passion. I'm incredibly grateful for the amazing artists and team members who help bring my vision to life. I'm so excited about the future as the next generation takes the helm. Stay tuned, the best is yet to come. Not a response. That's a weird response.
Yeah. Because, like, what did that have to do with the price of tea in China? Nothing.
So, overall, this was totally worth the watch. I really liked it.
It was good. Because sometimes when I'm watching documentaries that are docu-series, I kind of...
Get bored.
Yeah. I like it to be like one couple hour long one.
Oh, gotcha.
And not multiple, because I got too much ADHD going on. I don't know. And those 150 part.
I don't even like listen. I can't anymore.
It depends on what the title is.
I like when there's like
And I like
not.
the crime weeklies.
Yeah, I like the crime weeklies. I don't like unaliving stuff, content. Sounds bad too. Never mind. I'll cut all that out.
Sometimes I listen and it depends on how gruesome it gets, and then I'll be like, oh, nope. Skedaddle.
Yeah, I can't. Although sometimes this is so creepy. I do like to listen. Sometimes I'll do just the interviews, like the police interviews. Those are fun sometimes to listen to. But not with the weird bros or like, look at their body language. Da, da, da. I don't want to listen to your weird analysis of it. You're not a body language expert, sir.
Right.
Quit making weird circles on things that aren't happening. Nothing happened there, buddy.
Okay, see you next time.
Oh, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, that too.
Thanks, friends. Talk to you later.
Okay, bye.